What is going on, everyone? Commodore Laz here, and today we'll be talking about Dozing Kyoshiro and why I believe we are looking at the next potential and important ally for the Alliance's upcoming battle at Onigashima. Wano has introduced us to some really interesting characters so far within this arc, and one character in particular that has my most interest is Dozing Kyoshiro, who I have dubbed as the Wano version of Josuke Higashikata or Kuwabara from Yu Yu Hakusho, and he's been someone I've envisioned being a potential villain turned ally at some point within the story. Given what has transpired in chapters 933 and 934, it's looking even more likely now that him switching sides is a possible scenario. So let's talk about him real quick. What we know of Kyoshiro so far is that he is the leader of his own Yakuza family, who took over the position once held by Hyogoro The Flower 20 years ago, and we also know that he is working under Orochi Kurozumi, the current shogun of Wano. Kyoshiro is viewed as a lively man who enjoys drinking, unafraid of belittling the shogun when intoxicated despite the danger that could be placed on him for speaking Orochi's name in a bad light. Because of his self-indulgence, he doesn't take responsibility for his duty as the head of his family. However, he still cares about his family and is willing to take measures into his own hands to protect or avenge them, regardless of their ranking. He's even quite diligent, as he was able to raise Komurasaki to become the top courtesan of Wano. Despite that, he is shown to not hesitate with cutting her down when she crossed the shogun and broke the rules. An extremist who is willing to go to great lengths to show his loyalty to Orochi by any means necessary. So now that we've gotten out of the way of what we know of Kyoshiro's character thus far, let's talk about the potential ties Kyoshiro might have with the previous big boss of the Yakuza, Hyogoro The Flower, also known as Grandpa Hugh. In regards to the ties between Kyoshiro and Hugh, I'm of the mindset that Kyoshiro becoming the big time Yakuza after Hyogoro's disappearance isn't because he took the position from him, whereas some info was possibly hiding underneath it all. Something went down in the past that led to Hyogoro being imprisoned in Udon, whilst Kyoshiro took over his spot and created his own Yakuza family. That is viewed as the general assumption regarding what we believe went down 20 years ago. However, I see the situation being similar to that of what actually happens with real life Yakuza. Normally, whenever a crime is committed in the family, the boss of the Yakuza would serve time or pay the amount that covers the cost of a crime committed by one of the junior officers. If I were to apply that to what happened 20 years ago, it could be that Hyogoro didn't get imprisoned because he himself committed a crime, rather that Kyoshiro did something in the past that led to Hyogoro serving 20 plus years in Udon prison. Kyoshiro would then take over the family while working undercover as one of Orochi's trusted allies to keep tabs until the time was right to free his former master. Not to mention a certain line that Hyogoro mentioned in chapter 934 also makes me believe that he himself has ties to the late great Kozuki Oden, with him alluding to Luffy being similar to him and the Red Scabbards. As Luffy's chivalry resembles that of the code of honor he once identified with as a former Yakuza, and that men like him could be found everywhere in Wano until they were all killed by Kaido and Orochi. With the way things are panning out, the general outlook is that Luffy, upon breaking out of prison, will bring Grandpa Hugh along with him to reunite with the Alliance. Kinemon will end up recognizing him as a former ally slash friend to Oden and someone that they can trust to gather the remaining allies for the up and coming war on Onigashima. So how does this all tie to Kyoshiro switching sides? Well, let's go back to what transpired in chapter 933 with him killing Komurasaki. I've seen scenarios like this play out before, and I don't buy that Komurasaki right now is dead. It's 99% certain that Komurasaki is in fact Hiyori, and having her die here would just make no sense to the story. And the giveaway was the exchange before Kyoshiro struck her down. If you are someone who serves the throne or the shogun, there wasn't any need for him to say anything before attacking her. He could have just struck her down without having said a word. So right there, you kind of have like, a flag being risen as to there's something going on with the two of them. And what had happened is that Kyoshiro did enough to make it seem that Komurasaki is dead to halt Orochi's anger. If he is in charge of disposing her body after killing her, it is more than likely that he was able to get her out of the castle and relocate her away from Orochi. And we saw him looking at Kinemon's secret message in Komurasaki's hand afterwards, so he's become aware of something going on with a potential rebellion to take down Orochi. We know Orochi trusts Kyoshiro, and that trust is something the latter can exploit to make his own moves in silence, and kind of fitting that he's doing this as a snake given that he works for someone with the name of a snake. Get it? So once Kyoshiro has gotten Komurasaki away from Orochi, the most likely route for him to go on will be to find Kinemon to confirm the up and coming rebellion that's being built. And as he gets there, he'll end up running into Hyogoro, the former leader of the Yakuza family that he used to run with, and reconcile with his former boss after years of being apart. Upon realizing that Luffy was the one who got Hyogoro out of prison, Kyoshiro, who will be grateful to Luffy for rescuing his former boss, which in turn will make him work alongside the Alliance to usurp Orochi from his throne, while also aiding them in the battle against the Beast Pirates at Onigashima. And with that, the pieces of a potential face turn for Kyoshiro are in place. It's now a matter of waiting to see whether or not Oda has this in mind to pull the trigger on this potential storyline. But I'm curious to know what you guys think down in the comment section below. Do you believe that there is a chance we could see Kyoshiro going from villain to ally, or do you believe that he is going to stay by the side of Orochi until the very end of this arc? Let me know what you guys think down in the comment section below with your own theories and ideas for Kyoshiro's character, Grandpa Hugh, and anyone else associated within these two characters' potential storyline. Like the video if you enjoyed, subscribe to the channel if you guys are new here, and I will catch you guys in the next One Piece video. So, Commodore Lad signing off. Thank you so much for watching, and as always, take care.